Hello. So today's video is to remind you to think about what you say to yourself. You know, when you keep saying something over and over and over again, and we all have our patterns of saying what we say to ourselves over and over again. There's no one that's immune to this pattern. But we sometimes can't get outside of ourselves and listen to ourselves and realize that maybe some of the things we're saying to ourselves is not really leading to very good results, right? So we have to be able to identify that and look for patterns of thinking that could be changed. With tinnitus, when you have this sound that you always hear, it's something where you can start this pattern and really get deep in this pattern, so much so that it's really hard to even realize that maybe some of the things you've been saying to yourself are not entirely true. I can't make the sound go away. I hate this sound. It's so hard. I feel it makes me so anxious. I can't sleep because of the sound. When I wake up in the morning, I hear it and then I'm so anxious. These are statements that you're making. And when you say them again and again and again, it becomes real. Even more, you reinforce it so much so that it's a very strong reality for you. And, if you think about, I try not to think of too many dark examples, but there's people who have joined in religions and they did some, maybe something like, we'll use the terrorist bombing as an example, where people will actually strap on explosives onto their body, and then they will go explode themselves to kill other people, believing that they're doing something for God and that they will go to heaven and they will have a wonderful place there. But they didn't just one day decide to do this. They got this reinforcing message over and over again. There's even in a whole country like maybe Nazi Germany, where they believed that they were the master race, where they were the perfect people, and all the other people were just these vile creatures that could be killed. And they came to believe this. So I make these examples because I want you to understand how powerful your own brain is and how powerful it is, how it's possible for you to believe something and it really, really, really be your reality. It's your truth. And you need to be able to step back and listen to what you've been saying to yourself. I can't make it go away. The sound is unbearable. I can't sleep because of the sound. When I wake up in the morning, I just hear it and I'm so anxious. It's hard. It's so hard. I'm so frustrated. I feel hopeless. There's nothing I can do. It's just like it won't go away. You see? But I was like that. So I can say it with a little bit of it almost seems like it's real, isn't it? Because it was for me. And you've got to be able to step back and say, what are some of these things I've been saying? Write them down. I feel hopeless. And then look at it. Think about how you might change it. And this is the part that's going to take some work because you've reinforced this message. It's unbearable. Now, let's apply a little bit of logic here. There have been people, including myself and a lot of people on this channel that have written in their comments, I don't think they're lying to me, they were in the worst of places. And it seemed like it would be impossible for them to get better. And yet they're so much better now. So when we say it's hopeless, maybe it is not hopeless. Maybe we feel hopeless. Maybe we feel like there's no way out, but there is. And it may not be the way you think it will be, but there is a way that you haven't thought of yet. And if you had thought of that way, then you would realize it wasn't hopeless, right? So it's so hard. I'm just thinking about that one. So maybe if you could study some different angles that you could try, maybe some things would be easy to do. Maybe doing a few little small things that are relatively easy will lead to a greater and greater result until it feels a little easier than it does now, maybe even really easy. for you to cope with the sound. I can't make it go away. Well, actually, I can't either, but it's virtually gone for me when I'm not thinking about it. And, so that did not come overnight, but it came because I thought about the tinnitus in a way where, like, I learned to not make such a negative association about it. It's unbearable. I can't stand it. And see, these statements, when you say them again and again, it's true. It becomes your truth. But you say, well, actually, I can hear the sound. I'm okay. Nothing's going to happen to me. I don't have to necessarily feel bad that I have this sound. I don't have to be in a bad mood, or I don't have to feel hopeless or frustrated because I have this sound. A lot of people have this sound and they actually got better. They got where they got used to it, and it's not a big deal anymore. So, like, we got to change some of these things in a way where you can deal with it in your mind better and you feel better about your strategy. Every time I wake up in the morning and I hear it, I just get so anxious and feeling terrible. Okay. Well, you said every time you feel that way. Well, that is a statement you're making that really reinforces that. Maybe there might have been some mornings in the past where actually it wasn't quite so bad, but you're not thinking about those mornings. You're thinking about the ones where it was bad. Maybe you're just in a pattern of really creating this in the morning. So maybe you're gonna start trying some different things. When you wake up and you hear it, you're gonna say, "Oh, I love it. It's a beautiful sound. It really is not gonna hurt me or anything. It's just a sound. Come on. I'm gonna go on with my day now, and I'm gonna when I wake up in the morning, I'm gonna get up, throw some clothes on, and go for a walk. Just do something different than sit there and be frustrated and scared, and hopeless and all that, whatever else you got. It's like I'm gonna change my thinking about, but you've got to see it, because when you think about people who have a crazy religion, or they believe in this, like Nazi Germany, and they believe that they're the master race. It's not so easy to convince them that their thinking is not working and it's the wrong way of thinking. And those are just examples, but there's a way for you to change things around and clear things out. You've got some crap built up in there maybe. And I definitely have my own crap sometimes. I believe things about myself, and like I feel compelled that I have to be a certain way because that's the way I am. And why would I want to change that? But if I can just look from the outside in and be like, wait a second, I don't have to make everybody happy. That's one of my weaknesses. Like a lot of people need my time sometimes. They're always asking me for things. And they want my time, they want to, talk to me and stuff like that. But I don't have to feel bad if I can't help everybody, if I can't talk to everybody. I'm not that important. Like sometimes I have plenty of time. I'm not like that. I'm not trying to say I'm super important. Well, but maybe I am. I'm a pretty good guy, I have to be careful what I say, but just like you listen to your own words, and I would say highly suggest if you feel like you're still stuck like this, write down some of the things you've been saying and then examine how you could change them, and write down those things too. And then when you hear yourself say, this is unbearable, or I feel hopeless, or I can't sleep, I'm feeling so much anxiety, all these things, have the counter statement, have a different statement that you're going to try to start replacing that with. So every time you hear, it's just so unbearable, I can't stand this, When you make that statement, you're going to have a counter statement where you're going to say, it doesn't have to be unbearable. There's things I can do to make it a little bit better at least. And I don't have to be anxious about it. The sound's not so bad. I'm going to be okay. And maybe I can get in a good mood somehow. I'll try to find a way. Just like putting yourself in a good mood is something that You could do it if you decided that you wanted to do it. But some people are just like, I don't want to be in a good mood because I've got this sound. This sound is so unbearable. I refuse to be in a good mood, right? You know.